I'm Luz. My name is Luciano. Actually, a lot of people don't know.
Luciano?
Luciano, but
I was wondering if it was short.
yeah. So my mom used to call me like Lucy, but he was kind of a little kind of like female side. I was like kind of loose with E in it.
Right.
And they should call me like, oh, kind of Lucy in the Sky in Portuguese, Lucy do Céu.
Loose in the Sky of Diamonds?
Not related to that, because it's like a Brazilian kind of slang of saying kind of, oh my God, what are you doing? Kind of like in a
Wait,
crazy way.
how old were you when you came to the United States?
So I got here
From Brazil?
in 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was doing industrial design in Brazil. And I didn't know any English, and all the books are kind of like German and English. I was like, I need to get into more the language, and so I decided to come here for like a work and travel program. Supposed to be here for 3 months.
Right.
And then I came, and life changed, everything. I didn't learn anything like in the first 3 months. I just kind of party and everything.
Yeah.
And then extended, and things, life changed. Friends come in, come out. I came with some friends in the past, and then they came back and they lived their life. And then all of a sudden, I decided to become more Americanized and get more into the American culture, learned everything, and I moved more to downtown area. It was kind of more like jumping places to places and took get around here and get to know more people. And I ended up on the Peacock Room. I don't know if you remember.
I used to book everything for them from 2002 to 2005.
So I met Mandy there. She was the curator at the time, and I had a little background in Photoshop, and I saw some art work there. So I want to try to do my own. Why not? So I spoke with her, and she's like, next week I have an opening. I never did nothing, didn't know anything about art. So I did some prints, I created my own canvas, I wrapped it, and I put it up for the Peacock Room, and thanks to her, and then I sold some pieces. I was like, okay, let me keep trying.
You did something for when I did that walk on by thing in 2012. Remember I did walk on?
Yes.
And Mindy, because we met in the Peacock Room at 5 in the morning and kind of just put everything, and she told me that you contacted me or something.
Yeah, I did.
And I remember thinking like, that was the first time I ever heard of you.
So it was interesting from that point, and then I started doing murals by accident too. Like, let me try to do this guy, because I started getting bigger and bigger with the scale of my
So you had never done art before, and you decided you were just going to do it, or were you playing around with it?
I think I was.
You were doing design now, so.
Yeah, you kind of have like a Photoshop and more hands-on things, but I was just like in college, it was like just partying and just like I didn't figure out that's what I wanted. Then I came here, did a lot of construction jobs, and when I had the opportunity to go back to, I was playing bands in Brazil. I'm a punk rock guy, and I like music. And so my sister kind of artistic too, so I kind of opened this up for those possibilities of doing more visual and try to express myself in a different way that I didn't do before.
You did some great work. And this is the Billboard.
Yes. So
what is this all?
I did a lot of murals in the past, and some of them don't get accepted and things like that. So one of the ideas was this woman she's from the Prohibition area, and she was a bootlegger. She used to kind of bring drinks to Florida and kind of hiding and things like that. And there's a photo of her with some drinks in her, kind of like sock. I forgot the name of those tall socks. And that's the kind of the backside of me that I kind of deny in this whole figuring out myself, because I came from this punk rock side, but at the same time I became more mature and tried to develop this kind of more, to be simple, more a spiritual way of living, figuring out who I am, why, and with that I jumped into psychology and started figuring out those levels of art that I consider artistic too, and try to express that through that. And I use that one to kind of, I'm shy about expressing what is me, but basically this is my past on the punk rock, trying to kind of figure out who I am and how to express that, and figuring, because this is a digital artwork, it's like I did on Photoshop, and then to transform that into the paintings is this duality that everybody's suffering, this whole Corona thing. I was stuck at home for like 2 years. It was like I lost friendships in that way that I changed myself a lot.
Right.
So it's this duality.
You said you were thinking about doing art.
Yeah, I basically stopped the whole last year.
Yeah.
So when I have the opportunity, so let me try to kind of be more original to myself and really say what I wanted to say. But I'm kind of shy about it. So back in the days, I was more like political and more in the face and that. But now with that, it's kind of more an abstract thought. With the other artworks, when I jump into that, is for people more having the shock in realizing into what is that about? It's about colors, about shape, it's about...
Well, it's interesting, that one, because, you know, when you see it on a photograph, it looks like a pixelated photograph, right? When you see it in the painting, which everybody should come down here and see it before it leaves, because it's totally different when you see it, and they should buy it. When you see it in person, you get a more, you appreciate it a lot more, the details and the
process
stuff.
of the digital for the painting, it shows more because people don't appreciate the digital artwork. That's how I started the Peacock Room, and I was like, it becomes more like a wallpaper. Some people are like, it's cool, it's nice. And I couldn't connect into it's more worky. And then when I had to learn how to paint, and I stuck with the acrylic, I learned oils and everything, but acrylic is how I can go on it faster, because I don't have the patience to be sitting.
Yeah, because oil takes...
it's more messy. I'm a messy. I'm not messy, I'm kind of the opposite. If I get the oil, I'll be too clean, and the acrylics dry faster, and I do one layer and I leave and I come back after. And so it's those layers too of life, you know, it's developed through time, and all the artwork is not just about, for me, one idea, but how you can express all this, the process, the thoughts, and how to connect, because now I have, thanks to you and everybody I have the opportunity to connect and have my word a little bit more out and create a better community to the
are you an artist full time? No.
I was trying, but it's kind of I was doing a lot of murals that I decided to do because to help Orlando. I did a mural on Paramore area. The city was fighting back to close. It's called West Art District. I don't know if you guys know. And they're doing a lot of murals there. And at the time, I did a big mural from Martin Luther King.
Oh, nice.
And I did it from my own pocket because they were trying to shut down the place. And I have all this idea for Orlando to become like a Miami in a sense of, I didn't know it was this battle between, I don't know why, I'm going into the business of that and why it's so hard to put some murals into business or residential area and things like that. And some people, I understand, some people see as graffiti as the dirty.
You mean like it's hard because you need like permitting, or
it's hard because they don't allow a lot of business. They try to.
Well, they treat it as a sign too.
Yeah, because it goes to this whole marketing thing and money and versus I don't know who versus who, and then the city don't allow to put it in the front. They be in the side, and then people don't want to pay the amount of money, and we don't have the support for paying. So the first time I did, I paid for my pocket. I spent like $600 for my pocket because I wanted to expose myself, and I thought it would be the jumping for something more bigger, you know. And then it's always I think that's the point of the art. We try to exceed something, and when you exceed that, you're gonna exceed more. You know? So if you don't have this battle, I think the artists get lazy, and I think that's not the point of being an artist. It's kind of you need to have the suffering a little bit to give it the spice.
It's true. But you know, artists do suffer a little bit, but that's very cool. Did you want to talk about any of the other pieces while you're here?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Because they're totally different.
Well, these two outside kind of look like they're a little closer, like they're paired together almost.
I started with this one because I was looking more for this jumping to the. I used to do a lot of portraits, the portraits to the abstract, and I didn't know how to do it, so I play a lot with the colors and simple colors. Started with the basic colors, and with that it just came. You know, I was watching a documentary about a band that we don't know what the art comes from. You know, sometimes it comes from your experience, and sometimes it comes by accident that you open a book and that book connects you to something or music. I'm into music, so. It's the whole sense, you know, it's really hard to explain why, but it's this continuity of trying to explore something different on a psychological level. I don't know who I am. I have my background, but now I'm here in the United States all this time, and I met all these people, and now I'm into art, and I don't know what is next, you know, have the pandemic, we don't know, so it's all this uncertainty. So it's just trying to break through and see what is next.